reading to a baby, could it really be that hard? I mean, they don't understand what you're saying, so why does it matter what you do? Now, all of us want to have children at some point in our lives, and even if we don't get the opportunity, we'll probably interact with them at some point with our families or in church. Um, Now, I only have one daughter, but I have been babysitting since I was 11, and I have read a whole lot of children's books. And it's not hard, but there are a couple of things that you can do to increase the enjoyment for everybody. First, you need to pick books that are appropriate for the baby. Second, you need to pick a time that works for your baby. And third, you need to pick a way of reading that helps them to stay interested. First, you need to pick the right book. Now, this includes picking sturdy books, ones with appropriate illustrations, and ones without too many words. First, you need to make sure that they are sturdy. Now, there are lots of options. You can find a whole lot of board books, which are the really thick paper ones that are really hard for babies to tear. You can also find some that are made of cloth or plastic that work really well for young children. Remember, these are toys, and so it's okay. The baby should be able to chew on them and play with them and really get to know them. It's part of their world, and they need to get used to it. Now, once you have a good sturdy book, look at the illustrations. Just because it's a board book doesn't mean it's appropriate. The illustrations should be easy to understand, and that means photographs or drawings that are easily identifiable. In Read It, Play It by Stephanie and Joanne Oppenheim, they recommend that if you do pick a book that has textures in it with like fuzzy things or bumpy textures, which are great by the way, make sure that it's nothing that the baby can pull off and put in their mouth, like beads or strings or anything like that. Also, in How to Raise a Reader, an article in Parents Magazine, Kim Ratcliffe recommends that you pick books with lots of faces in them. Babies are really attracted to the faces of the people around them. So a great option, a place to start, is to put together a little photo album with their grandparents and their aunts and uncles and people that they should know and that love them, but that they don't get to see very often. This is a great place to start because you can point at them and say, look, that's Grandma. Grandma loves you, and things like that. If you do get a picture book that has words, make sure there aren't too many. Remember, this is a baby. They don't understand plot lines, and so it will be completely lost on them. And if it has too many words on the page, an older baby is going to get impatient. They just want to look at the picture and move on. Karen Oppenheim also recommends that you pick books that you like. Babies can tell if you're excited about something, and if they can tell you're excited about it, they'll be excited about it too. So, now that you have the right book, let's pick a time that's good for your baby. It should be a happy time. Pamela Kramer, in the October 2000 issue of Parents Magazine, recommends that you remind yourself that this is for cuddle time. This is particularly good for dads that are away during the day and want to have time to bond with their baby. A good story is a wonderful way to do this. So, remember, if you have a baby that's hungry or poopy, they're not going to want to pay attention to a story. They're going to want a bottle or a clean diaper. So, don't fight that. Now, with a tired baby, you have to use your best judgment. Sometimes a nice story before nap time or bedtime is a good way to help them calm down. However, if they're really tired, they might not put up with it. My daughter Eliza, from about the time she was 6 or 7 months old, if she wanted to go to bed, she will close every book I put in front of her. It doesn't matter if it's her favorite book. She doesn't want to read. She wants to go to sleep. Don't fight it. Let your baby go to sleep. Otherwise, they're not going to enjoy story time, and the whole point is for it to be enjoyable. Now, Min-Ja Lee, in an article called The Nature of Reading, recommends that you just watch your baby, try out different times, and eventually you'll discover a pattern. You'll find out that your baby doesn't do bedtime stories. They prefer cuddle time right after they wake up, and that's great. Go with it. Now, so you have a good book that you're excited about, you have a happy baby. How do you make this interesting for your baby? Remember, the words aren't important. They don't really understand them, and they definitely don't understand a plot line. So, it's all about why you're reading, and you read so that they can hear your voice and bond with you. Marilyn Segal, a PhD and Dean Emeritus from the Institute of Early Childhood Studies at Nova Southeastern University, said, when you read aloud to your baby, you're teaching her to recognize that different sounds have different meanings, and that's the foundation to speech and comprehension. So, help your baby to understand. They need to feel, if there are textures in your book, help her feel them. Little babies will need help. You can either reach out and put her hand on the book and say, feel that, it's soft. Or just demonstrate when they get older and they'll copy you. So when you're speaking, repeat the words, repeat the important ones. You can say, see that, it's fuzzy. Do you feel the fuzzy book? I feel the soft fur. And you repeat the word soft over and over in different ways. Vary your tone. Nobody likes a monotone, especially not babies. So vary your tone so it's not, ooh, soft, soft book, soft book, soft book. It's fuzzy, soft book. And they'll hone in on that and they'll understand better. And also when you're reading, change it up every time. Remember, this isn't a plot line. Babies don't need to hear the same thing every time. So, for example, if you have a picture book that has a picture of a stuffed lion, the first time you read it, you might say, oh, look at the cuddly lion. Doesn't he look soft and cuddly? Wouldn't you like to take a nap with him? And the second time, you may say something like, ooh, a lion. Lions say roar. Can you say roar with the lion? And the third time, to change it up again, you may say something like, look at the fuzzy hair on the lion. It's called a mane. Manes are like fuzzy helmets to keep the lion safe. And you do that, and you sound kind of silly when you say it to yourself, but the baby loves it, and they love hearing you. So, I hope you're excited about these. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Remember, if you pick the right book, and pick a time that's good for your baby, and pick a way to talk that interests your baby, I think you're really going to enjoy some good memories. So try it out. Try it on your nieces and nephews or on your own kids, and enjoy it. I think you're really going to have a lot of fun.